Why it sucks to be a lion in a zoo. Let's get one thing straight. If you think being a lion is all about roaring majestically on a cliff like in The Lion King, think again. Now picture this. You're the king of the jungle, a muscle-packed apex predator with a mane that could land you a shampoo commercial. You were built to chase antelopes across golden plains, rule over territory with a paw of iron, and make other animals tremble just by sneezing. Instead, you wake up every morning to the sound of toddlers slapping on glass and someone yelling, "Look, it's Simba." Your kingdom. A concrete enclosure with a fake rock, one sad tree, and a tire swing you're supposed to find enriching. You haven't chased anything in years unless you count the zookeeper trying to give you a vitamin pill hidden in a dead chicken. This isn't the wild. This is prison with a gift shop. Now let's talk about your daily routine. You wake up around 11 a.m. because what else is there to do? You stretch dramatically. A few cameras click. Tourists love it. Someone throws popcorn at you. You consider roaring, but what's the point? You let out a long yawn instead. You pace in circles because that's literally the only cardio available unless you want to roll down a small hill made of sand. And trust me, rolling in front of people who think you're majestic feels degrading. You're a lion, not a YouTube fail compilation. At noon, it's feeding time, aka, here's a chunk of meat the size of a toddler's leg. Please act wild for the crowd. But you can't. You've been eating fridge-chilled meat for years now. You forgot how real hunting works. Last week, you tried stalking a pigeon that landed in your enclosure. It looked you dead in the eye, pecked your tail, and flew off like you were some oversized tabby. The shame was unbearable. Now let's not forget the constant stares. You're supposed to be feared, admired, respected. Instead, you've become the main character in 3,000 blurry smartphone photos a day. Kids scream, adults shout your name like you're a celebrity, and at least once a week, someone tries to get your attention by roaring at you through the glass. Imagine trying to nap while a 5-year-old in a dinosaur onesie makes monkey noises 2 inches from your face. It's psychological warfare. And don't get me started on the other animals. You share your zoo block with a zebra that thinks it's better than you because it was featured in a viral TikTok once. There's a bored meerkat that stares at the horizon like it's in a music video. And then there's Gerald, the peacock. Gerald is not in your enclosure, but he parades around free like royalty while you sit behind a fence like a furry statue. He flares his feathers and makes eye contact just to flex. You hate Gerald. Oh, and let's not forget the awkward enrichment toys. One day it's a pumpkin filled with raw meat. Next day, it's a plastic ball that makes squeaky noises. You're supposed to swat at it like a kitten, and when you don't, someone writes a report about how you're showing signs of depression. Of course you are. You went from hunting in the wild to being evaluated by interns with clipboards because you didn't want to play fetch. And what about your love life? Well, the zoo shipped in a lioness named Nala from another state. They're hoping for cubs. But here's the thing. You've never dated. You've never even flirted. One time you tried a sexy roar and she fell asleep mid-growl. The romance is dead. And the zookeepers watch everything. Literally. You can't sneeze without someone making a note. The pressure is insane. Then there's the weather. If you're an African lion stuck in a Canadian zoo, winter is your mortal enemy. You, a sun-loving predator, now wearing a heated blanket like someone's grandma. Visitors think it's cute, but you know deep inside you were meant for the savanna, not snowflakes on your nose and frozen meat cycles. You spend 3 months looking like a grumpy rug. By 5 p.m., the crowd thins out. Peace at last? Not quite. That's when the cleaning staff comes in. They hose down your rocks, talk about their weekend, and laugh at TikToks. You stand there with dignity, trying to look fierce, while they spray your poop into a drain. You were once the thunder in the tall grass. Now you're an exhibit, a walking meme, king of nothing. And when night falls, you're left with your thoughts. You lie there, belly up, staring at the stars through the artificial ceiling lights, wondering if maybe, just maybe, you'd have been better off born as a house cat. At least they get treats, belly rubs, and don't have to deal with Gerald the peacock. So yeah, being a lion sounds cool. But in a zoo, it's like being born a Ferrari and forced to live in traffic. You're powerful, majestic, and terrifying, but behind glass, with kids licking it on the other side. All roar, no rule.